What would you as an educator suggest as parents? What are the other things that we can develop in our child?
What you try to learn at the cradle, it's there till your cremation. Academics is very important. I don't deny the fact. No school can blame a parent. Similarly, no parent can blame a school also.
So you're 70-30 about it?
No, 50-50 about it.
You're 50-50 about it. Interesting.
Can I tell my right hand is very important, not my left hand?
I don't want to be treated the way I was treated by my parents.
Was my bringing up so bad? Your Adi Gurus are your parents.
I need to let my child grow.
Don't push your child for it. I want my child to become. Listen to your child. The child does not have his or her own opinion as such.
We do not have any scorecard for these skills.
Belonging to whichever economic background you are, affordability you will put into it. I will take it as a pride if I find my child speaking way better than I speak. Talking is not the need anymore because now everyone can talk.
True. Welcome to Yellow Slate, India's top school search engine. Hello everybody. Today we have with us Mary Shanti Priya from Vista International School. She's been in the industry from past 25 years. So I'm sure she's the right person to get into this particular episode. Hi Ms. Priya.
Hello Deepthi.
So Ms. Priya, we would want to know as parents, can we talk about soft skills which I have not heard many schools emphasize?
Before we go ahead or plunge into the discussion, I would just want to put a right coin for soft skill. It's called as power skills now, or it's more or less called as professional skills. So since it is more of professional skills and power skills, maybe schools really don't talk much about it or kind of emphasize much about it. And I would say it is one of the most important skills which is required. That's the need of the hour. We are actually building the nation with 21st century skilled generation who are tech natives. So yeah, it is the need of the hour.
Let's say a child is good at science. So how do you think this power skill is going to add an input to the child?
There's something called as catalyst. So generally we use catalyst to accelerate or to speed up or to slow down a given equation. So power skill is going to be something similar which will accelerate your professional skills or your professional competency when it comes into the industry. To plunge into more deeper into that, if suppose I'm working as a teacher. So for me, when I speak about soft skills or power skills, I should be able to understand the psyche of the child. I should be able to make that connection with the kid. So the skills change based on the profession where you are and the need of the hour also.
Okay.
So there is nothing rigid you can say that these are all called as, soft skills or professional skills. Because when I'm telling professional skills, that vary from a profession to profession.
Right.
Not in essence, it's not one shoe fit all.
Right. As academics, we do not have any scorecard for these skills. As a parent, I would like to know, how do I recognize that my child is having a special skill or is lacking a skill that I want to develop?
As rightly said, for academics, we have a scorecard where you can see which grade he or she is falling into, is good, bad or whatsoever. But again, when it comes to soft skills, it's the responsibility of the school also to provide the platforms. For example, if I'm not wrong, every school talks about clubs.
Yes.
But parent doesn't know what's happening in a club. What's the learning outcome? So good is to give them platform for closure or an event of that club.
Okay.
If suppose we are running a lit club and children were part of the lit club.
What's a lit club?
Literature club.
Literature club. Okay.
So in that literature club, say for grade 8, we are emphasizing on debating skills. Again, debating is a part of soft skill only, where you put across your point and ensure that you are taking it in the right sense and proving that what you're saying is correct without, offending your opponent. It's very, very important. Added to that, you should also be aware of what are the pros and cons of the topic given to you. How can your opponent, kind of compete with you, nail you down to?
Yes.
And how are you going to raise from that?
Yes.
So, if we can organize platforms where a debate is organized in front of the parents,
Right.
a parent who is not seeing his child speak in public can witness that.
Yes.
So, schools have to ensure that for soft skills, they give platforms for children
Okay.
where they can witness that the children are getting trained for those things. And every school wants the child to be empowered. Let events be organized by children.
Right.
Why should we as teachers or principals come onto the stage? Not necessary. I will take it as a pride if I find my child speaking way better than I speak.
Of course.
Because it's more, a pride for me because we have groomed the child
Yes.
and it's a two-way process. Even if the child is reading a paragraph from the text, so ask them to come in front,
Yes.
look at the class and then read the paragraph.
That is how we used to do in our school days.
So if you do that, he or she can witness 60 eyes staring at a given moment. That is the class strength.
Right.
Ask them to look at the mirror and speak to themselves at times. You get to know how is your body language. You can give an eye contact to yourself. You can hear your own pronunciation.
Yes.
There can be no better platform than that because I am the person who's presenting and I am the person who's a judge for myself.
Yes.
And there can be no better person than you yourself to be a judge. Because you cannot deny the facts for yourself.
Yes.
So we need not wait always for the school to give a plan. We can, and fortunately, with all the communities coming up, there are so many events which are happening in every community.
Yes.
Push your child, not necessarily at school. Ask your child to take part. Now, parents want individual space, only my child to be visible, my child to be visible. If a school is about 1,500 children, where can they bring every child on stage?
So a small thing like participating in a DCRL, so is a skill.
Yes, of course. It's being se sangar banti, right?
Right.
So it's very important. Everything what you experience is a learning experience. It all depends upon how you take it. You take it positively, you're successful. You take it negatively, you can never be successful.
Yeah.
No, that's very important as parents. We have to understand. No, we were scolded by our uncle and aunt. Our parents never intervened. But now parents intervene quite more. The children always now voices and choices speak about. Especially in IB, it is more of voices and choices. Yes, it is voices and choices. But when to voice out, what kind of choices, that thought process, being judicious is very important.
Okay.
You cannot blow it out of proportion where it becomes a challenge for yourself in future.
Right.
So academics, recording, extracurricular, soft skills are all these events which we give the children a platform. That's why you grade your child.
Okay.
You cannot tell my child is standing at the back and dancing, so what skill my child is getting? No. To accept that I'm going to stand back is a skill by itself.
Right.
To accept that the others are way better than me, not to that extent, I don't mind to stand at the back is a skill by itself. And those skills are more important than standing and taking the front stage.
Right.
If you've heard about all big people who are successful, they were all backbenchers only. You must just say backbench teaches you quite a lot because backbenchers are always insulted by people. They're put down by everyone. So that makes them more stronger as an individual.
Do you think as parents have to identify that the child has the skill or it's the teacher's responsibility to identify?
So I would say that it's two-way process. You can never say that there is this school ABC which will train all its children with all the skills required for the society. Then I would say that there will be only one school running in the Twin Cities. It's not just the school, it's not just the parent. If you look at psychology, it purely talks about the environment in which the child is growing. So when it is the environment, it is not just parent. So no school can blame a parent. Similarly, no parent can blame a school also. It's a two-way process. It's a collaborative. Here is where the soft skill comes into. When the school and the parents collaborate together and work, which is one of the most important soft skill, then trust me, there is no looking back for the child, and the child will be equipped with whatever he or she is required for.
So, is there a age that we have to start working with our children, or is it like only when he or she is going to get into the university or get into the college is when we try and develop with them, or it's like a process of learning?
Skills have to be instilled right from the beginning. Few things have to start right from a very early age for everyone, whether it's a child or whoever it is. It's young age what's learned is always there for the rest of their life. In Tamil, there's a saying, "Tottila padagattu sudigattu varala."
Okay.
What you try to learn at the cradle, it's there till your cremation.
Okay.
So it is learned through that. And it is genetic, it's your environment, it's a kind of friends you make, it's a kind of family you come from, it's a kind of school you go into. So you just cannot nail and say, if this is done, this will be done. It's very wrong.
So there is no
hard and fast rules. There's nothing right, there is nothing wrong. And you cannot say that if a child is not learned at a young age, he or she will never learn it. Is also very wrong.
So there's no instruction manual.
Absolutely not required. So the driving force should come from within.
Yeah.
So we have to create that kind of driving force, whether it is parents or it is school.
Okay.
I say both of them play a very vital and important role in grooming a child.
Lots of parents would be like, I was, wagged, and I was, they used to hit me when I would not study, but they would perform in the grades, but they don't want to do that with their child. They don't want to get the same upbringing for their children. That's what I'm trying to say.
So again, I would say that if you are brought up in a way that you were whacked for studies and academics, then kindly don't do that to your child. Each child has got their innate strength. Everyone, trust in your child, believe in your child. Very important. It is for the parent as well as for the schools also, and for the teachers too. Children have to be naughty. If they're not naughty, then there's something wrong with the child.
Okay.
So naughtiness, don't label. It's for the schools. Don't label a child just because he or she is naughty. They know to enjoy life. Let them enjoy life. And if we look back, all of us feel that our school days are the best days.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have any major psychological responsibilities which were on our head. We were given free hand. We could do whatever we wanted to. And even if there was a mistake, we were treated as kids. It's okay. They will learn. So give them that space, which is all of us want our children to be successful.
Right.
But just harping behind them will not give success. Where to draw our lines? We want, as a principal, I want all my children to be successful. As a parent, every parent looks forward for the child to be successful. Understand your child, whether he or she is meant for that or not. We started with soft skills, and the multiple skills which fall into the soft skills. I said it is also called professional skills.
Exactly.
So, if suppose I am going as a tech person, my profession I want to pick up as a tech person. So for me, my reasoning and aptitude skills are more important.
Okay.
Again, for a person to go from one level to another, you have to be a team player. If you have to go, you have to be a team player. And we are a social animal. We have to live in a society. We cannot be isolated. Which means we have to communicate to others. We have to collaborate with others. We will have conflict. We have to handle our conflicts. We have to empathize others' pain.
Right.
So everything is needed.
So all of this fall under social skills?
All of them fall under soft skills, professional skills, power skills, social skills.
You can name it any.
It is as per our requirement, I would say that.
Most of the parents give utmost priority for education, academics, I would say. What would you as an educator suggest as parents to give importance to other things like soft skills or communication? What are the other things that we can develop in our child?
I would say that academics is very important. I don't deny the fact.
So you're 70-30 about it?
No, 50-50 about it.
You're 50-50 about it. Interesting.
It's very important. If we look at the history of people who've made, again, successful, they had all the skills. We talk about leadership skills.
Yes.
And you can be a leader if you're well versed with the subject.
Yes.
When you're not aware of the subject, you cannot lead a team.
It's a chain.
Exactly. And to lead a team, you need to have your soft skills also along with your academic skills.
Because you need to manage your peer.
You have to need to manage people. You have to need to grow people. People who come with understanding. People who have zero understanding. People who are all self-judgmental, thinking very high about themselves too. So there are multiple areas which you have to work for. So I would always say it's a balance of both.
Okay.
If there is a loss of balance, either you're a bookworm because you're academically very good, you can learn, you can retake, you can write it, and you don't know how to present it, how to speak to people, how to put across, how to convince a person, you're lost over there. And if you're someone who can blabber, who can talk, you're very public in people, you can speak about anything, that you don't have depth of knowledge, somewhere you're caught also.
Okay.
So you need to understand balancing is very important. So you cannot say that a person can become successful if he is academically very good and gifted. I can remember every sentence which I did read.
Okay.
But I changed that sentence, I don't know how to write an answer.
Okay. Right.
My scores are very good because my retention power is really excellent. Memorization is excellent. But same thing, if I give a topic on elocution extempore, ask you to speak, I can't because I've not read about it.
But the first thing college looks is Mahaji. And for you to be able to come and sit in front of the examiner or the principal, even for you to get shortlisted, the scores are what talks. So how do you
again, if you look at colleges have their own entrances also.
But that's again related to
not necessarily. It all depends upon. There are colleges which have group discussion as their level of taking up admissions. They strongly believe in those things also. If school scores or college scores were important, then the child should get an admission. And when we talk about competitors, it is the time management skill which is so important. I may be learning, but I don't know how to handle my time. I'm lost. So there are multiple things where you have to, groom a child into, which is very important. And it is not one shoe fit all.
Yes.
That's first thing what a parent has to understand. I did not become an engineer. I want my child to become an engineer. I did not become a doctor. I want my child to become a doctor. Listen to your child. Now children are aware of everything. They can express. Give that ear to a child. Build that bonding with your child that they can share anything and everything with you. Don't jump to conclusions getting judgmental about your child. And trust your child. You have given birth to the child. You raised the child. Your genes are there. Your DNA is there in the child. Are you a right person? Were you a wrong person? You know about yourself pretty well.
Right.
So how you want to see your children, that's how you're going to lay their path into.
Okay.
Next role comes into the school.
Okay.
There also, too many choices now.
Yes.
I remember when we were studied, it was either a government school or a public school or a convent school.
Yes, that's it.
We didn't have own choice. So, belonging to whichever economic background you are, affordability you were put into it.
That's it.
But the choices are variety over here now. And parents also started. And I have my bonding with my school till date. Right from the kindergarten where I was crying standing behind the grill to when I passed out, I was in safe school. My school knows me. I know my school. My teachers know me. My friends know about me. Now I don't like this school. Next year I'm in the next school. It's in the same vicinity. What are you trying to teach the child?
But a child is really good at coordinating, arranging stuff, or trying to get everybody together to perform a particular skit, or even that falls under soft skill?
Now, definitely yes. But again, if a child is not good at communicating, right, he cannot bring people together.
Public speaking, I would say.
Public speaking, again, not necessarily to be a team player, you have to be a public. I'm not going to be a politician.
Okay.
I'm a tech person. I have to work in my company, bring my team together so we can work together. So, not necessarily that I have to speak in public.
Yep.
Even if I'm addressing in public, my topic, I'm aware about my subject. About my subject, I can definitely speak. And companies are also training their interns, if I'm not wrong, as a parent I'm talking about. At the end of the internship, they have to present whatever they worked for the 3 months.
Okay.
And the top level management comes and sits and listens to them.
Okay.
That's what I've seen in Qualcomm. That's what they've done actually.
Okay.
So, always not necessary you need to be a public speaker to tell that you are empowered with soft skills.
Okay.
It's one of the component that's not the beginning and the ending of the skill. And everyone need not speak in public. When I say public, it's a secret gathering, ritual group. If I'm working with a team of 20, it's not public. It's a group, I would say. So if you have those skills, it's more than sufficient. And that group is where it gets into public. If I can look at all 20 of them into their eyes, giving their eye contact and ensuring that everyone is focusing towards me, I can do it in public too. So start from small. And this is in the classroom. If I can come at class, I can read. But is public speaking for that grade, that age?
Okay.
There's a circle time for students too.
Right.
In the circle time, if I'm able to share my experience, which is not good, it's bad. That is building confidence. That is where, as a human encounter, this is my experience, which is not good. You better be careful, boss. You can go through the same thing. So these are small areas which we can build. And again, every time you need to be public.
Exactly. Not every child is good at speaking in public.
There are kids who are very good, at managing conflict. They're two friends, very good friends. Suddenly there were some misunderstandings and they don't.
Yes.
There is another third friend who ensures that he's bridging that gap. Who's kind of mediating between both of them and telling both of you are right in your own point, but let's look at a holistic picture of this.
That also comes under soft skills.
We are social animals. We have to live in a society. We have to live with people. If we are not able to handle them, what kind of skill do I have? Addressing public is only to tell I am correct, I am right, this is what I will do. Not always necessary. Be a good listener is also a skill.
Right.
If everyone is speaking, who's going to listen, who's going to act? Acting on what you be is also very important skill. So hence, they're recoined it, as I said. It's no more a soft skill. Because the moment you say soft skill, this is your presentation, your style, your diction, your body language, your gestures, all of them coming to it. So people started calling soft skills as professional skills, need of the profession, requirement of the right skills.
Okay.
Or power skills because it enhance as via the learning skills.
To enhance.
But we sacrifice. That is where these skills will enhance them. So the myth of soft skill is only talking is not the need anymore because now everyone can talk.
True.
Talking in a right sense, understanding others' perspective and respecting that is the need of the hour.
Right. So, do you think soft skill or power skill is as important as technical skill?
Yes, of course. Both are hand in gloves.
Okay.
Can I tell my right hand is very important, not my left hand?
No. How do I view at my child that she's having a balance of both?
So if I want my child to be whatsoever he or she, I should first learn to walk that.
Okay. In case if I am not a public speaking person or I get intimidated the moment I'm put in a new place, how as a parent can I encourage my child to be able to talk?
Again, there are two ways of looking at it. I will bring in psychology here.
Okay.
Are you by nature a person who is very shy, cannot speak? Or are you a person not by nature, but didn't get the opportunities to present yourself? If you are by nature a person who has not done it and you really get scared when people look at your child has taken the same DNA, don't push your child for it. It's not necessary that if they speak in public, they become successful. Absolutely no. Then all will not be running after software who are earning quite a lot of money who do ever come into public.
So as a parent, I need to let my child grow.
Exactly. Understand your strengths and weaknesses of your child. Let your child help them to understand themselves first. It's very important. I'm sharing this as a parent. I'm fascinated by doctors.
Okay.
I think that's one of the most noblest and challenging profession ever. That's my personal opinion. I may be right or wrong. So I always wanted my child also to become a doctor. And he was very good at science.
Okay.
But he said, Ma, I don't think I can study for so many years. Because, and we need to tell the child what are the challenges of the profession too. It's very important. So I told him, if you get into medicine, you have to study till 35 years and you need to study quite. He says, I don't think I can do that. And I said, what is it you want to do? And he's more an introvert. I speak a lot.
Okay.
My son is an introvert.
Okay.
So he says, maybe, engineering math side would be better. I said, okay. In that, what is it? Then he said, MPC, you've done all that. You've got through the entrances. Which stream there it comes into? I will do mechanical. I think mechanical is good for me. I really love, I would want to go to German. I would want to do cars because boys are always fascinated by cars. I said, all right. You went for the counseling, you did the counseling best. When you start doing, I will take electronics. I don't want mechanics. I said, now where are we heading to? I said, okay. Then he went, he said electronics and we took it into electronics. Giving the opportunity choice, it was his decision.
Okay.
He took it up.
Okay.
And he's still in his same profession. He works at Mac.
Okay.
Most of the places what I see is engineers get into MNCs where they jump into IT, they just computer science.
Yes.
It's mechanical engineer also is into computer science. Civil engineer also get into computer science. Yeah. But he was into that hardcore. So understand your child. At that time for me as a parent it was mind-boggling. And being a teacher myself,
Yes.
and that was a maths teacher, it was very challenging for me to accept that he's not able to make a decision.
Okay.
And he was changing rapidly. But to again compose myself as a parent, to stand by his decision, it took quite a lot of toll on me too.
No.
That is where as a parent we have to take up sometimes.
Okay.
We cannot jump into conclusion and say, you can't even decide. Look at the other child. Look at my friend's kid.
Okay.
He or she is able to make a decision. It's wrong. Not everyone becomes mature very quickly. Each one has their own time. You have to give that time. For some it is soon. They are fortunate. For some it is a little later. For some it is very kind. But you have to have patience. Endurance. But it's also a skill to have that patience, to have the belief that you will achieve it because we have imbibed the right kind of thought process, morals into you, what you will get equipped yourself with all the skills which is required. So parents can believe in their children, parents can trust their children when things are not going good, which is very important. When things are going good, everyone is there with you. When things are not going correct, people who stand by you are the ones who build the person.
So as parents, we need to support.
Definitely.
So to wrap it up, what advice would you give parents to have a balanced development with soft skill and academics for the child? Let's say do it all.
So I would say school years are the best years. Whatever event the school is organizing, make your child participate. Don't look forward for them to be winners. Let them experience. All of us are talking about experiential learning. Yes. And skills have to be experienced. It cannot be taught. And every problem gives you a skill actually. When you endure a problem, learn a skill over there. So let them learn, let them fall. Don't get overprotected. You are there, you will protect your child, undoubted. It's an undenied fact. Don't overprotect.
Okay.
When you get overprotective as a parent, you're damaging your child. Tomorrow, they are not there with our children. We are not there with them for the rest of their life. We have to handle things all by themselves. If you look at birds are very delicate. After certain age, you find a bird pushing away its baby down the branch. It will not cling to the baby. The baby will never learn to fly. So let your child fly. For that, detach, attach to a required extent. Intervene when it is needed and when it is really critical, not for everything to intervene. Not to what extent, when you should have a wisdom. You yourself as a person should have those skills to know how to deal with those skills.
Done. Thank you.